Hey guys, how's everyone doing? This is Sir Jedi Sentinel and welcome back to the channel. With Batman Be Vlogged wrapping up relatively soon, I thought I would take the time to announce what my next big project I'm planning to do is. So welcome to the announcement for Another Timeline, Another Life. I racked my brain so hard for a title for this series I'm planning to do, and I just could not come up with anything. I wanted to make it a recurring catchphrase. There really was none, and the one there was just doesn't work for this. So allow me to set the stage for what we're doing. This is going to be a review slash retrospective series. And I phrase it like that review slash retrospective, because I am not a video essayist of any kind, so I don't have the confidence in myself to do a full retrospective. I have tons of respect for the people who are capable of doing so, but just in the past, I have tried my hand at writing scripts for my videos and to put my thoughts into words, and I just do not have the talent for it. So I am phrasing it like that, review slash retrospective, because it is going to be my usual format. You know, me unfiltered, improvising my thoughts and rambling before the camera, unscripted like I am now. So what are we covering? Well, allow me to set the stage. It's 2003. Russell T Davies would not bring Doctor Who back to TV for 2 more years. But 2003 is Doctor Who's 40th anniversary, which means for the time being, the celebrations would have to be done in the expanded universe. And once again, we are focusing on Big Finish Productions here. For Doctor Who's 40th anniversary, Big Finish did a couple different projects. Like they had their big quote-unquote multi-doctor story, Zagreus. They also had the Villains trilogy, where the 5th, 6th, and 7th Doctors face their iconic villains in unique situations, Omega Master Davros. And they had Doctor Who Unbound. Doctor Who Unbound was a sort of unique series. Again, it's a premise that's been done before in other media, in other properties, but Doctor Who Unbound was Big Finish doing Doctor Who What If stories, featuring such premises as: what if the Doctor never left Gallifrey? What if the Doctor believed the ends justified the means? What if, at the end of Trial of a Time Lord, the Valyard won in his confrontation with the 6th Doctor? Or, what if the Doctor followed through and prevented the genesis of the Daleks? Among several other premises. If you're familiar with Big Finish, you probably already know where this is going. In one of these stories, the Doctor was played by British actor David Warner. Now, if you're an American, which I assume is the bulk of my audience, you've probably seen David Warner as one of those, hey, he's that guy who was in that thing type of actors. You know, I think off the top of my head, you might know him best for his roles in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, or as Billy Zane's henchman in James Cameron's Titanic, or even as all 3 main antagonists in Tron. But, you know, Warner had a very long and prolific career with hundreds of credits to his name, including playing the Doctor for Doctor Who Unbound at Big Finish. And of course, with the Doctor Who connection, David Warner would go on to appear in the Matt Smith episode Cold War. But yeah, long story short, David Warner played his version of the Doctor for Doctor Who Unbound. His story got a sequel, and then Warner continued to return, teaming up with the 7th Doctor's companion, Bernice Summerfield. You know, thus, instead of having Doctor Who be non-canon, now the Unbound stories took place in alternate universes. Because now we have an Unbound, in quote-unquote non-canon Doctor, because Doctor Who canon is malleable, interacting with the main universe. As such, because of his numerous reappearances, and because of his starting point, Warner's Doctor was given the moniker the Unbound Doctor. And this would be a role Warner would continue to play across 9 releases until his death in 2022. So that's what Another Timeline, Another Life is. It's going to be us looking at all of the releases starring David Warner's version of the Doctor. Because I honestly think, to us expanded universe Doctor Who nerds, because there are some of us who only stick to the TV show, and that's fine. No shame for doing that. But to us expanded universe Doctor Who nerds, whenever we do a Doctor ranking, at this point, because of the longevity of his incarnation, we really should start considering Warner in the ranking. And in fact, the next time I do a Doctor ranking video, like re-ranking the Doctors, I'm just waiting until Joe Martin's spinoff comes out and we get a little more of Ncuti Gatwa. I myself am going to include David Warner's Unbound Doctor. So now here is the schedule. Starting in July, just because in May and June I have some stuff going on that I think starting then would be too soon. So starting in July, we are going to look at one release a month covering David Warner's Doctor. Why one release a month? Well, simply put, if you've ever seen any of my videos, you know, because I always talk about it, that I like to give myself more than one listen. When I review an audio drama, I like to give myself multiple listens to make sure I have a good grasp on the story and everything going on with it. Because the first story, I kind of get the overarching plot and the performances and some of the technical aspects. The second listen through, I get a little more information. And usually by like a third listen, I start finding out the small details. So the one review a month schedule is to give me the time to listen to the box sets. That's all it is. Anyway, also, even though Warner, as his Doctor, made 9 appearances because, again, box sets, we will only be reviewing 8 of them in this series. His final appearance was in Big Finish's celebration of Doctor Who's 60th anniversary, Time Lord, Once in Future, Time Lord in Memorial, where he finally got the multi-Doctor story treatment and teamed up with the 9th Doctor. I will not be reviewing Time Lord in Memorial as part of this series because I already covered it when I reviewed Once in Future. And in listening to these stories for the first time in preparation for this series, my thoughts on Time Lord in Memorial haven't changed, so there's really no reason to do a re-review of any kind. So yeah, but I will say, when I do the playlist, when I upload all the other reviews, I will put my Time Lord in Memorial review at the end of this playlist because it is Warner's final appearance. So that means schedule-wise. Like I said, we're starting in July. I haven't decided on a date yet. I still don't know what I'm planning to do. Like, whether it's going to be, a review will come out the 10th of every month, or whether it'll be the second Tuesday of every month, or something like that. And just, I don't know if there's any timeline shenanigans, like if any stories take place out of order. So I'm just going to be covering them in release order. So starting in July, we will be looking at Warner's first appearance in Sympathy for the Devil. And then in August will be Masters of War. And then we're pivoting to box sets. So September will be The New Adventures of Bernice Summerfield, Volume 3, The Unbound Universe. October will be Volume 4, Ruler of the Universe. November will be Bernice Summerfield, The Story So Far, Volume 2. December will be The New Adventures of Bernice Summerfield, Volume 5, Buried Memories. And then January 2024 will be The New Adventures of Bernice Summerfield, Volume 6, Lost in Translation. And then this series will end in February of 2024 with The New Adventures of Bernice Summerfield, Volume 7, Blood and Steel. I hope to see you guys all there as we look at this Doctor's life. This is Sir Jedi Sentinel, and I'll see you guys next time.